Hello, everybody. A warm welcome from my side to Let's Go ESG, TPA's first ESG webcast. Today we talk about ESG basics. My name is Eva Aschauer. I'm head of ESG and partner advisory and responsible for ESG topics together with the ESG Advisory Team here in Vienna. What is ESG? What is the definition? What about this abbreviation? E stands for environmental, S for social, and G for governance. Maybe you're more familiar with the word corporate social responsibility, or so-called CSR, which is already, I would say, very long on the market and which originally comes from social responsibility. So I would say ESG is the new word, the new shortcut, the new abbreviation all of us should be aware of. It has its origin in the financial industry, where ESG aspects had to be taken into account already for quite a while, and ESG criteria allow to summarize in a structured way the criteria, parameters, and KPIs necessary and responsible in connection with sustainability. What are the drivers for ESG? Where does this topic come from in detail? Basically, we do have three drivers or three groups of drivers. First of all, the regulatory issues. So based on the UN Agenda 2030, different directives have been developed and implemented on the European level, on the EU level. So the so-called NFRD, the Non-Financial Reporting Directive, is already currently in place regarding sustainability reporting. The new one, the so-called Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, the CSRD, is this one which will be in place and has to be applied in future, together with the standards which consider how this has to be implemented then in detail and clarify the details, the ESRS, the European Sustainability Reporting Standards. Additionally, the EU Taxonomy is very relevant regarding regulatory issues. The second group of drivers is the financial market, the capital market, and the refinancing topic in general. The financial market, the lenders and the investors, they themselves have regulatory issues and directives which they have to fulfill, and they are, of course, driven by them as well. Additionally, it's relevant which kind of ESG strategy they have, which market positioning the potential lenders and investors have, and the ESG rating, of course, of them, and generally ESG ratings are relevant as well in this matter. The third column of drivers, it's about the market. Topics regarding the business model, the market position, and the environment are relevant here. So which corporate strategy a company has, and which ESG strategy it wants to derive from the corporate strategy. Additionally, voluntary commitments and standards you committed to as a company are relevant, for example, as CDP or the UN Principle of Responsible Investments, the SDGs from the UN, and so on. Let's go into details regarding the regulatory issues and the sustainability reportings. So regarding the time schedule that we see here, it is very much in the focus that you have to do as a company, or companies in general have to apply or have to implement sustainability reporting into their financial statement, and additionally have to deal with the EU taxonomy topics. So who has to deal with these reporting obligations when? Generally, we can summarize that large companies and the financial industry has already to apply the currently in place directive, so the NFRD. Very much in the focus are the year 2024, where the new so-called CSRD has to be applied, and if it's regarding medium-sized companies, the EU 2025 is very much in the focus. So companies which fulfill 2 out of the 3 criteria, which means a balance sheet total of more than 20 million, net revenues of more than 40 million, and more than 250 employees. Companies who fulfill at least 2 out of the 3 criteria, they have to apply the CSRD and the sustainability reporting plus the taxonomy in the financial year 2025. The smaller companies have to fulfill the obligation, the directive in 2026. And additionally, we do have as well regulation regarding companies coming from third countries, where the year 2025 and the year 2028 is very much in the focus. The Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, the CSRD, was published before Christmas in December 2022 and is in place since the 5th of January 2023. Within the next 18 months, every country has to implement this international law. Additionally to the CSRD, we do have, as already mentioned, the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, where the details regarding the 3 topics, environmental, social, and governance, can be shown or are shown. We do see the 12 standards which have to be applied. So we have 5 standards regarding environment, 4 standards regarding social, and 1 regarding governance. And we do have the respective KPIs shown there as well for the different topics. The next topic regarding the regulation is the EU Taxonomy. If we currently talk about taxonomy, we actually mean the taxonomy regarding environmental topics. So what is the taxonomy basically? The taxonomy is kind of a uniform classification system which allows to classify all the economic activities of a company. It should give an orientation for companies and investors. It's also relevant to know that the EU taxonomy is kind of a dynamic classification. That means that we currently have a classification in place, but it will be extended and adapted on a dynamic basis. The EU taxonomy has basically 6 environmental objectives. So the first 2, climate change mitigation and climate change adaptation, are already elaborated. So elaborated means that we do have technical criteria, hundreds of pages of technical criteria, which are already available, and they show us the definitions in detail. So what has to be done and what is meant by these topics for the relevant industries. So currently we do have 13 industries which are already elaborated, and of course that they will be extended within the next time. The environmental objective number 3 till number 6, they are currently in preparation. So here we do have the management and the protection of water and marine resources, the transition towards a circular economy, and the pollution prevention, as well as biodiversity and the protection of the ecosystems. Let's switch to the second driver, the financing market. One topic which is relevant here is the topic of ESG ratings. So basically, I think we can say that the same logic which is applied for financial ratings and credit ratings based on the financial statement that can be also applied for ESG ratings. So it depends for a company which kind of information they provide based on which standard, to which extent they fulfill their KPIs set before, and how much information is provided in relation with ESG. Regarding sustainable finance, we do have here a quick overview or 3 examples regarding different products which were already implemented by different lenders. Definitely one of our next webcasts will be a deep dive regarding financial topics and sustainability finance. Here in TPA Group, we do offer all kind of ESG services. We are kind of a one-stop shop. So we start regarding the ESG strategy based on the corporate strategy, where it is the question what a company wants to do, what it should do, and what it must do based on their strategy and based on their size and the regulations which they have to be implemented. Furthermore, we are very ready to support regarding voluntary or mandatory sustainability reportings based on different standards, as well as all topics regarding ESG rating, ESG due diligence, the EU Taxonomy, and the green transformation in general. Of course, we are also very ready to support regarding green finance, sustainable finance, and social finance, and all further ESG topics. And if it's about special ESG topics, we also do have special partners which might additionally support regarding these matters. This was the first ESG webcast. There are several upcoming webcasts. So basically, we do have ESG webcasts every month. In one of the next webcasts, we will definitely deal about sustainable finance, EU Taxonomy, and so on. So we are very much looking forward that you will join us, and you are warmly invited to be with us in the next ESG webcasts. Many thanks.